In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Chinchilla.
It should be chinchilla.
chinchilla.
Yeah.
Well, it is, except for in the speaking.
Well, I call it a tortilla.
Tortilla.
Chinchilla.
Yeah,
But it's called a chinchilla. Why wouldn't they call it a chinchilla?
I think it is called a chinchilla.
No.
No, it's chinchilla.
It's
I think
chinchilla.
it's a chinchilla in
No.
English.
Then why don't we say tortilla or quesadilla?
People do.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Yeah, I'll take one of them dang quesadillas.
And a jalapeno.
Jalapeno
Japalinos?
quesadilla.
That irks me.
Justin.
Yeah, we're fucking live, boys.
Boys! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Friends. It is time for another one of my favorite segments that we do here, the
Johnny Boy.
Freedom Friends.
What are we about to do?
We're about to masturbate. Boys.
Yeah, we are about to do a Freedom Friends master debate. Justin.
Let's get sticky.
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
I'm Mikey. That's Jazz. That's Scott and John, by the way. We're your fucking mediocre hosts here.
Even
got?
that's a strong word.
It is a very strong word.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to bring this back to a little pastime that we've all experienced. We know them. We fucking hate them. PT tests.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So, I mean, majority of us are Army. Mikey, close enough. And we've all taken on...
I will beat the fucking ever-living shit out of you.
Dude, I have to give you that one. That was smooth.
Justin, I appreciate it if you didn't relate the Navy to the Army.
I'm going to start fucking shooting people. Jesus.
But
With
we've
your
all...
Glock sock.
With hand-me-down
Glock-
guns
with
from
my
the Army.
Glock sock.
But we've all experienced our fair share of PT tests.
Sure.
And for the most part, they don't really convey over to, like, what you actually do. So I want to know...
What are you talking about? I was asked to run 2 miles in a fucking as fast as possible all the time.
Yeah, right? It's everyday occurrence. I want to know, if the Freedom Friends were tasked, how would y'all sit down and plan a nice, effective PT test for your job?
Oh, okay.
For my job?
For like the infantry.
done.
Yeah.
I thought you meant for the current job.
I was like, okay, you need
No.
2 cigars and a bottle of whiskey
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
times.
right?
Nailed it.
4 times. And
Have you ever
here's
seen the show?
standard.
If
If you've ever seen the show, that is the PT test for my current job.
Yeah, shit, yeah. But you're talking about for
In the military.
like,
Yeah,
in the military. If
like
we wanted to do
when
one.
you were in, what is a PT test that you think is actually viable? And not
All right,
just
you're going to need
push-ups,
2
sit-up
cigars and a
runs.
bottle of whiskey.
Nothing's changed.
I do like what the Army just started doing with the deadlift.
So I
think that's viable.
I think it's I think it's a combination of the Marine Corps combat fitness
The
test or
CFT,
whatever,
yeah.
and what the Army is now getting ready to institute with all of the like dead body drag and
Yeah,
the sprinting and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I like the
I think
CFT.
it's closer. I mean, I guess I'll just take first crack at this. As an actual PT test for... Because let's face it, the Army PT test actually isn't even a decent workout. Like, if you actually just look at it from just even a workout standpoint. It's 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
It should take you 17 minutes and you'll be done.
But it's an assessment. It's not a workout.
Right.
Right, but the thing is that you're not required to do your job for 17 minutes.
Right.
Like, I don't think the test actually has anything to do with, one, the most important thing is it doesn't test mental toughness.
Yeah.
Whether or not you actually have the mental endurance to continue to do your job, to stay focused.
Well, it is
the
a physical fitness test, not a
the
mental.
testicle fortitude.
And then, two, 17 minutes actually isn't going to
Testicle
see whether or not you could do your job effectively.
Yeah.
If you can only perform for 17 minutes in any tactical mission, you're fucking
About
useless.
16 minutes and
It's about
30
16 minutes
seconds.
longer than I need, but I honestly think it should be like the Army physical fitness test should be a day-long event. And
There's
I
so
think
many people out there motherfucking you right now.
I'm just saying, it should actually be an endurance check because that's actually what it is. It's not the Army. It doesn't matter that you can do something in 2 minutes. Like I have never seen the combat effectiveness of being able to do 2 minutes worth of push-ups.
Yeah.
Like I don't see that.
But that's what your daily PT does, not your physical training versus your test. Like I don't think the test should be.
You're saying your test is just based for standard.
It's just a test.
Now,
It's
are we
not
talking?
a-
Are we?
Yeah, but sure, that's like arguing though that standardized testing is an effective tool to see whether or not you learned anything. That just means you can regurgitate an action. It doesn't mean that you actually have any applicable skill.
Well, that's all
Well,
tests. That's any kind of
So
test. Shit.
I think as far as the Army PT test, I think it should be different standards for different jobs in the military because, like, honestly, the guy working in the motor pool fixing my Humvee, I don't really give a shit. The guy fixing an F-22 strike fighter, I don't give a fuck if he's out of fucking shape. I don't care. He should be the best person for that job. But now, if you're an infantryman and you can't do physical stuff, then you shouldn't be there.
Sure. And I think we're getting closer with the new test because it has like that dead body drag. It has the whole
Yeah.
like moving weight up and over a wall. You've got to clear your own body weight, like
Right.
in armor up and over a wall. It's like a 600-meter sprint.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff there. The new transition, I think we are getting closer because that's actually applied physical exercise to what would be considered combat effective.
Well, this is one of the first times in history that the Marines.
Have actually led the way on it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like because on our regular PT test, on a regular PFT, we run 3 miles because 2 miles honestly doesn't do shit. You know, that doesn't show any kind of endurance. You could fucking do a brisk walk for 2 miles and make your time. You know what I mean? But a 3 mile
the
brisk
minimum
walk.
Can we get some micro
Yeah.
content where he agreed with my statement?
Well, and I'm saying that because the standard in the Army PT test, I feel, is too fucking easy. It's too easy and everybody's fucking passing.
It's too easy to pass.
It's a fucking participation trophy.
to max
and a check in the
Yes and
box.
no.
To max
Yes
it
and no.
requires legitimate effort. But to pass it, I would agree.
What's the max 2 mile run?
13.
13 minutes. All right, so that's respectable.
But it also, I mean, I'm sure the Marine Corps the same thing, where it scales on your age.
It does scale on the age.
Yeah.
Well,
So
see,
we're just basing
the
it on like
points-
when we all went in and
so
we were
the-
all at max point scale.
The points are all the same, but the standard changes. So like a first class PFT for 17 to fucking 25 is
It was 17 to 24.
Is a 225.
The hardest one to max in the U.S. Army is actually the 27 to 32 bracket.
A first class PFT for the 17 to 30 or the 27 to 32 is a 200. You know what I mean? So you get the points stay the same. It's still fucking, this amount of points for this.
Oh, I see.
This amount
So
of points
the
for
Army
that.
they changed.
So it's
they changed the
300,
number.
but it's harder to actually
like,
earn
yeah.
those
The older you
points.
get, the
Right.
slower you have to run to max it.
Except for 17 or 27 to 32. It's actually
I believe it's actually like 22 to 25.
Is
Because
now the
when
hardest-
I bumped over 21, I went into the new bracket,
and it's like the
it was
hardest
bumped
bracket.
up.
It's the
Yeah.
hardest bracket to max. It gets easier to pass it.
Yeah.
Right.
But to max
So
it,
we
the
had-
standards actually get more difficult.
Like when Scott and I were in, we had internal standards.
Of 270.
Yeah, so you had to get at least a 90 in each one. If you didn't get that, even though you technically passed, you didn't pass.
That's not abnormal though.
Yeah, but that's
If-
because they based it on around like we're infantrymen. Like
But battalions and stuff like that can
fuck.
do that where they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
look, I don't give a fuck because it was 70 in each
It was passing.
piece was 210. So it was 210 was passing, 300 was max.
Well, what we started noticing, and in the Marines anyways, and the reason they started with the combat fitness test is they started noticing that we're never running 3 miles in combat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, don't get me wrong, we should still have that test, for the standard, and the to make sure that you're
Yeah.
within a reg.
Yeah.
Just like your guys' is. So they split it up. So the first half of the year between January and June, you run your PFT. And then between June and December, you run your CFT.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so the CFT though is ours was very simple. It's an 880 sprint, so it's a half a mile sprint. It's ammo can lifts.
Yeah.
Fucking 30-pound ammo can lifts. max. I think you max out at 100. But again, that middle age bracket is the hardest one. It's it's got the highest. Like,
And that, to me, that makes sense.
Those guys should be in
because-
shape.
Well,
And they're leaders.
yeah,
Well,
they're-
they should be.
yeah. So, and then you do the movement to contact. Oh no, I'm sorry. The maneuver under fire, which is essentially you sprint like 20
I'm up, he
yards.
sees me, I'm down.
Kind of, yeah. Like you sprint, you do a little button hook around a cone, then you drop and you low crawl, then you high crawl for a certain period of time, then you run through a serpentine, you throw a grenade. And the cool thing how they did the grenade is if it lands within, it's like a 60-yard throw, right? And if it lands within this box, then it's minus 5 seconds off your time. But if it lands outside of the box, then it's plus 5.
If you blow the motherfucker up, you get some more time.
Yeah,
Is that essentially.
essentially. So you throw the grenade, drop down, do 3 push-ups, get up, and that's when you grab your buddy. And you do a buddy drag through that serpentine, pick him up, fireman's carry, straight run back. Drop him, pick up 2 30-pound ammo cans, run back up to that serpentine, which is the length that you already sprinted and low crawled and everything. You run back up to that, hit that serpentine again, fucking...
Now, do they have a coach doing this, or do you just have to memorize the course before
So
you go?
when I ran the 3-shot for my last unit, I actually would run along and remind them because otherwise you're a buddy fucker. You know?
I think half of the test, at least in the Marine standard, is just follow instructions.
Yeah.
Some of it is.
If
Some
you
of it
can
is.
complete this,
But once you fucking grab those cans, that's when you throw your grenade. Is when you go back to grab the cans. You throw the grenade, drop down, do 3 push-up, grab your cans, hit the serpentine, turn and burn, straight back, and that's your maneuver under fire. And that's the Marine CFTs. Now
And
the
Army's-
Army took that.
And the Army's embracing a lot of that now.
Yeah.
I just think that's what I'm saying is that it should be more of an all-day assessment. Like,
And honestly,
we had to do a 12-mile ruck.
12 minutes to fucking do the entire thing. If it was just like,
Yeah.
hey, you 3 are running a CFT, I'm going to monitor it. Let's go do it. It's about a 3.5 minute sprint. Usually your time on the 880 sprint is comparable to your time on the fucking maneuver under fire.
Sure.
And then it's a 2-minute fucking ammo lift.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So literally, you could do it in 10 minutes if you're in great fucking shape. You know what I mean? Now, granted, it is a fucking ass kicker.
Yeah.
Like, it's like doing a HIIT workout.
But that's what
You
I'm
know?
saying is that it should be more of an all-day event. I would like to see a more endurance-based piece. Like, we had to do a 12-mile ruck in 3 hours. Like, that was just the standard.
Yeah,
You had to be able to do 12 miles in 3 hours with a full combat load. And your ruck. Like,
Yeah.
so it was, what, a
65.
65-pound ruck, whatever it was?
That's what we did.
No, that's what we had to do. But I think the standard is a 40-pound ruck.
Oh.
I think we had a 55-pound ruck
Yeah,
or whatever
each
it was.
unit usually adds weight because they're assholes.
Yeah.
But like, so you should have that, and you should have a react to fire. Like, you should have these pieces that would institute whether or not
Yeah, but
in a day of being in the shit.
But are we
Can you
talking?
keep
Are we
up for
talking
the
an
day?
army-wide test? Or are we talking a combat arms test?
We're talking an army-wide test.
Well, I don't.
He said the
No, I
question
know.
was,
but like I don't agree with what you're saying for an army-wide test because the fucking pack clerks and
They
I don't know.
don't need to fucking do
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but this new test is supposed to be army-wide.
It
This
is,
one that's got
yeah.
all the new skills and all
Yeah,
that
and
kind of stuff.
people are dropping like fucking flies
Good.
because of it.
Do you know why?
No, I'm fine with it.
Because this whole idea of it, this is where I can actually get entirely behind the whole Marine mindset that every Marine's a rifleman. It should be that
Get that from Book of Micro Content.
No, this is where I agree because it should be that basic soldiering fucking skills, they should all have it.
Yeah, like fucking shining your boots.
Like
Yeah.
they should all fucking have it. Do I think that there should be additional skill tests depending on your MOS? Sure.
Yeah.
But you're also practicing them all the fucking time. If your job is to be an infantryman, you're going to spend a lot of time in the range. You're going to spend a lot of time doing drills. You're going to spend a lot of time in the field.
Doing PT.
You're going to move
Yeah.
as a unit. You're going to do all that kind of stuff. So sure, have those skill tests. But I do think we need to get back to where that fucking heavy drop 6-shop guy that's been sitting there behind the fucking cage handing out fucking gear, if some shit went down, this motherfucker should still be able to carry his own. I shouldn't have to fucking babysit him
Yeah.
and doing basic soldiering tasks.
agree.
You should be able to get through a day of being in the shit without fucking dying.
That's why we do like annual rifle training, and where the fucking Pogue admin clerk does the exact same rifleman.
Yeah.
Does the exact same rifle training as the 0311. You know what I mean? Like they do the exact same shit.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but an army-wide standard of you need to be able to perform this for a day on basic fucking soldiering skills.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
but
asking you to do
you're-
specialized shit.
But
I'm
he's,
not saying,
he's talking PT test. You're talking basic soldiering skills for a day.
but I think
Like-
the PT test should be based on that. That's physical readiness to be able to be a fucking soldier. And it's supposed to be a physical readiness test.
Plus, to be honest with you, every time you see a fucking fat guy in uniform,
Oh yeah,
it's just like, God damn it. Like you're making us all fucking look bad, regardless of fucking branch.
Yeah.
Like we love to give
Yeah.
the fucking army shit because you guys got a lot of fatties. I've seen some
It's in the National Guard.
fat fuck, but they're still wearing the same uniform, dude. We don't know the fucking difference.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Neither do
And
we.
it's like, fuck, man. Like, I remember seeing dudes in the chow hall and shit in like fucking Iraq and Kuwait and wherever the
Bro,
fuck I
you
was.
don't need seconds.
Yeah, right. Where I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, I feel
And I'm
embarrassed.
sorry, but no, you don't have a fucking thyroid problem. You're
Yeah.
just fucking fat.
I feel
like,
embarrassed for their unit because they're going over and sitting with this unit, and you could just see it in the guys' faces, like fuck, because they see
Yeah.
all these Marines like looking at them like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's pulling their camera out and shit. They
Yeah.
fucking know what they're doing. They're making memes.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Like, fucking,
but
it's just like if you see a fat fucking Marine, it's like, God damn it.
we are supposed to be the world's most elite fighting force.
Well, some of them are.
And you look at some of these motherfuckers, and it's just like, God damn it! If you're pulling out fucking profiles so that you don't have to do the PT test, fuck off. Like,
You
get
said-
out.
You said
But, like,
elite. I thought you said eat.
I love the guys that are like, "Oh, obesity runs in my family." Like, no, motherfucker, nobody runs in your family.
It's like, fuck off. Get out. Like,
I have a glandular problem.
No, you
Fuck
don't.
off.
All right. I'm gonna break this down. So, let me hear your combat MOS PT test and your non-combat MOS PT test.
Okay. Well, for me, then I would just say a standard similar to what what the Marines do. I think
you're
it's
saying
a
a
good.
CFT.
I'm saying a Marine CFT is good for fucking across the board stuff. If you wanted to go MOS specific for a combat MOS, I say you would add to that. Maybe add water survival on the Marine side. All right, water survival skills. Then maybe a swim qual.
No, I like that. Let's have Mikey represent the Marines, and then the other three can talk Army shit.
You know, like I think you should represent a swim qual. We're fucking amphibious warriors. We're supposed to know how to fucking swim. If you don't know how to fucking swim, why the fuck did you join the Marines? You know what I mean? That's a problem.
Because we only ever fight in the desert.
Right? You know, but even then, though, it's like, fuck, dude. Like,
I swam in Iraq.
yeah, for fun.
Well, yeah,
but
but
so
still,
like,
could have died.
one of the best things that the Amtrak community does that I wish would go core wide is we do this thing called surf qual, where you essentially you throw a bunch of Marines in the back of an Amtrak, you take them out past the surf zone a couple hundred meters, and you say, "See you on the shore," and you kick them the fuck off, and you make them swim back. Everybody has life vests. Everybody's safe. There's safety boats out there if you need it. You know what I mean? But always the good swimmers got paired with these fucking assholes they put in white shirts.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are these fucking white shirts out here? We're fucking Marines. If you can't fucking swim, you shouldn't fucking be here. Right? Like, and I think that's a problem. Like, and now they have swim qual standards for MOSs. Certain MOSs have to be a certain level of swim qual. And you know what? They do the same thing with McMap. You know, and I know you guys love talking shit, but literally, like your average pogue, they don't have to be anything more than a tan belt lower level. But infantry and combat arms have to be at least a green belt, or have to be at least a fucking like a gray or some shit. Like there is a standard. Like they're like, look,
I would want a yellow belt.
the fact that
Just so I had McMap with cheese.
the fact that you were more likely to get into a hand-to-hand situation as an infantryman than you would as a fucking pogue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they took that and they were like, all right, infantrymen in combat arms, you need to know how to handle yourself if you're attacked.
100% believe that you infantry guys went hand for hand.
Yeah. Gay Chicken Champ, 2004. What's up?
So Mikey and I got a text over the weekend about McMap.
Yeah, but he sent the wrong one.
I know he did, but he sent a picture from the McMap, book, and
Please tell me the chokehold says figure 4.
No, he wanted
it's
it
actually
too.
figure 2, but this is just a rear choke.
It's just a regular
It's
rear
not
choke.
the rear naked
Oh, that's
choke.
not a rear naked. You
Yeah.
sent the wrong page.
Yeah. And so I saw it and I was laughing, and Mikey, of course, corrects. No, that's different.
If you're going to make fun of the Marines, you fucking do it correctly.
Well, like,
Get the proper page, fucker.
dude, at this point, I'm fucking curious. Maybe that's why they call it. I don't fucking know.
I'm thoroughly sold that that's the fucking reason at this point.
I know
Alright,
that
so-
I've never heard of a figure 2 choke though. So
So We do have 2 Army infantry guys on the show. What
Yeah.
do you think the infantry PT test should look like?
I don't know.
And not with
Like,
your battalion standards. Like,
I think, like I haven't done the new one and I haven't really looked into what all the new one has to offer, but I think there definitely needs to
kinda
be
crazy.
something that you carry
It's legit.
in the
Yeah.
PT test, because a lot of people couldn't carry anything, and it was a problem.
Yeah.
But
50 cal tripod.
No, you just do fucking
just something.
just fire like log carries.
Yeah.
You know?
Get a fucking go bag full of sand or something, like I
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Like just make it a standard, like a 40-pound something.
Yeah. That you need to, or like the 120-pound thing you need to fucking throw over your shoulder and carry for, I don't know, however far.
that's in the new one. That's a dead body drag.
Yeah.
And you literally have to pick
that's
up.
that's a good
it's
idea.
the weight of a human body, and you have
Yeah.
to fucking carry it.
Yeah.
The new one,
Some
the
bodies
new
weigh
one's
more than others.
The new one's pretty close to.
I think the dummy's like 210.
it's a good
Really?
size one. Yeah.
It's
The new one's pretty
Nice.
close to, I don't know, a good judge of actual overall fitness. Not
That's
just
my thing,
a
is that
standard
Justin-
of
right.
Justin, have you taken the new one versus the old one?
Fuck no.
No?
No.
I'm
He's
just
a
curious,
civilian.
like what
no,
the.
it's
he escaped
so,
out on his last couple.
So you goddamn right.
no, they probably didn't have the
Uh,
equipment.
No, that was the big thing, especially in the guard units, is they were like, yo, how the fuck are we supposed to do this without the equipment? Also, I know even on the active side, they're saying that
It's
like,
still being scaled out. Like it's in
some have-
brag and stuff
yeah.
like that, but
Yeah.
it's not everywhere
some have
yet.
taken it, but none of the scores are counting towards their PT scores
P-
right now because it's still kind of in the work, especially
Yeah.
with all this COVID
It's
shit
essentially
going
an
on.
alpha testing right now. They're trying to figure
exactly.
out how to make it work.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was in for 10 years and we did the same PT test, and
But you trained all
Yeah.
the rest of the time for your job.
yeah, like,
I mean,
we didn't have people that
Oh, fun fact,
that
boys.
weren't necessarily failing the PT test. So
I was looking it up, and apparently they have different iterations of it. They have
there are, depending on the discipline.
minimum for moderate jobs, minimum for significant jobs, and minimum for heavy jobs.
I'm significant.
Wow. How do you fucking tell a guy, sorry, bud, you just got a moderate job?
Yeah.
Easily.
You're not
yeah,
significant.
With
very
confidence.
easily.
Yeah. Probably a cigarette in my hand.
Actually, for you, it's a vape pen. But
Hey,
Still tasty.
Justin smokes in the field, man.
You're
Ra-
goddamn right.
Yeah,
radio
he didn't fuck with
repairman.
tradition.
You're a moderate effort guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the time I was in, I didn't really see a problem with.
I don't think you saw the
PT
problem because of the
standards and-
rest of the training you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
PT
My concern-
test wasn't a
was-
judgment of whether or not
My
that guy was
concern
good
is
or
not the 11 Bravos.
it was an easy day of PT. Like,
Sure, because you just had the test.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
think-
fucking 15 minutes long, and
Yeah.
you were like, this is fun, great.
yeah.
I think what it was is, yeah, you take your PT score, and the reason that the normal PT score went for so long is you take your PT test, but then when you're in the field, you're getting that workout.
Yeah.
Is you're doing, like in my case, I was fucking picking up 50 cals and moving them all around trucks and on tripods and shit like that. That was my workout. If I could do that successfully, then I passed, air quotes, my PT test.
Right.
Now I still had to do my push-ups and sit-ups and 2-mile run and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But it was like a visual indication of, all right, this dude can fucking carry his own. I think that's why
Yeah.
it went by so long.
So
now we're getting out of that.
Here's
so it's
my thing.
Standardized.
And why I'm saying the PT test should be harder overall is, yeah, the 11 Bravo guys, and I was 37 Fox. So I wasn't combat arms. I wasn't a grunt. Like, I wasn't any of that. You guys were doing that all the time. I trust that getting through a day of bullshit, like in an
Yeah.
actual combat arena, was different because you literally trained how you fight. Like, that's what
Yeah.
you did all the time to go out there. But somebody like me that would then show up with a completely separate mission, but every time we went out with all infantry guys. Yes, we were there for our mission, but we were always told if shit pops off,
yeah.
like, and you are needed,
But
you still need to hold the training to
Yeah.
not hinder those that are around you.
But you can have a guy score a 300 on a PT test and still be worthless when it
Correct.
came time. So,
but that's my point, is that
Yeah.
if we're going to do a physical readiness check, you could have a dude that just trained to smoke his PT test and be a fucking PT stud. But then if you were like,
Almost
hey,
every supply guy I've ever met.
right.
yeah. Well, I
But,
mean,
you know-
honestly, if you do,
But if you told him, hey, pick this up and carry it over there, or he can't carry, this guy's injured and now all of his gear has to go with us and we've got to carry it out. and you're looking at one of my team members and going, you need to help fucking cross level this load.
So I got a story about that. My guys would go to the gym all the fucking time in the sniper section, all the time. And we'd go out on missions and they would be sore from going to the gym, where I had to like say, you're not going to go to the gym anymore because when we go out, you can't carry your shit because you're sore. Like, fuck you, man. Like, quit going to the gym.
But that's
you know?
my
Like,
that's my point.
it pissed me off.
Yeah.
The army needs to transition over to like what the new test is.
Yeah.
Because sure, you're not a grunt. I get it. I wasn't.
My last PT
But my
test.
thing was, I trained toward not only was I fine on my PT test, but any other skill, if shit went down and a platoon like yours was pulling security and shit went down and now I needed to be able to not be a hindrance to that team.
Yeah.
I needed to be physically ready.
Well, I think there needs to be a physical standard.
Jazz, do you think like a Spartan race kind of thing would be a good
no, absolutely. Something like that. Like especially at like the super length where you're going to be out there for 3 or 4 hours and it's going to test grip strength, self body carry, weight carry for a distance.
We did extreme PT tests or PT every now and then.
Like
and that
all
was
of that kind of thing.
Motherfucker.
That's what it should be. Like, can you go out and can you handle it? Fuck, even beast mode that's going to take you 6 hours to get through and shit like that. But so you get through all the shit and halfway through it, they're going to throw a 50-pound sandbag on you and go like, you're going 100 meters up that mountain and 100 meters back down the mountain and you can't move on until you've dropped this bag.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it needs to be closer to that because at that point, I don't care if you're combat arms or not. Almost everything, the fact of the matter is, everything in the Army is, in the Marines at the same time, all of the missions are you are either in combat arms or you are combat arms supporting mission. Like, I don't give a fuck who you think you are. That is the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
If you are in the fucking military, you are either combat arms or you support them.
Yeah.
That is just what it is. My mission, a critical mission, was still all designed to support the combat mission.
Yeah.
If you cannot physically support the combat mission, get the fuck out.
Bam.
It's that fucking simple.
I
If you
agree with
can't be
that.
physically tested and be able to pass that, am I saying you need to be as accurate as the combat guys? No. Am I saying you need to be at the same speed the combat guys are? No. But you should not be a fucking hindrance if you were required to actually lean on the fact that you are wearing the same fucking uniform they are.
If you're a fucking liability, you're a liability to everybody.
You should be weapon proficient.
yeah.
I'm not saying you need to be a combat expert, but you should be weapon proficient in any physical task that combat support requires of you. You should be able to fucking support it. And that is coming from a pogue. That is not coming from somebody that is a grunt going like, you motherfuckers need to step up. I was one my whole time in, and I'll be damned if I ever found myself in a position where if I was on any round around any combat arms guy, I couldn't support that mission. At least not be something you had to carry.
My last PT test, I scored a 0 on.
You were also getting out like 48 hours later, so
I'm getting ready to go on leave, and it's like, I don't know. I was probably 10 months into Iraq, so last little bit of my second tour, and I knew I was getting out. And go on leave, and we go back to we were attached to somewhere, and we go back to our main company area, and they're like, "Hey, Sergeant Jansen, you have a PT test in the morning before you go." I didn't even have PT gear, right? So I'm like, well, you know what? Fuck this. And this is like in Iraq, in talcum powder this fucking deep. And they wanted me to run it in my fucking BDUs, my uniform.
Go fuck yourself.
That's what I said. I'm like, well, I'll help you out. We'll make it real fast for everybody. Just give me a fucking 0 because I'm going to go on leave. I don't have my PT gear with me because I was, doing war stuff. Like, sorry. So my last one, I scored a 0.
So in the same way he ghosted that PT test, I think it's time for us to ghost this fucking episode.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm going to raise my glass and say, fucking thank you for being my freedom friends, god damn it. It's one of my greatest pleasures in life. And to all of you out there, we appreciate you being our freedom friends.
That's right.
And letting us spew this bullshit into your ear holes every once in a while. So push all the buttons, like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
There's a Patreon out there. We appreciate all you sons of bitches that are helping support that Patreon.
Absolutely.
And most importantly,
excuse me.
tell your mom, tell your friends.
Tell your mom's friends.
John is still single.
He's still single and looking to mingle.
Looking to mingle.
Looking to flow cone to Neige too, boy.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
boys.
is.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, shit.
He's the terp with the skirt.
I might actually have
And
a flow cone lined up.
hey. So
He added it to his Tinder profile.
He
He's
did.
like, looking to flow cone. What's up?
but
If you don't
until
know what
next
that is,
time.
here's a link.
And if you're about to take the PT test, we have some words of encouragement for you. Right before you're ready to go out there, we highly encourage you to smoke on,
Drink on.
and god damn it.
Oh, freedom the fuck on.
There it is,
Right,
boys. We'll fucking see you next time.
Later.
So,